Well, I have a project. I'm gonna build another, like I built this bench, I wanna build another bench right here, but very small and only for one buffer. And I have figured out a way to get my knife handles to a much higher gloss, and it's gonna require another buffer. And I've held on to this thinking that all these would work. Here's what I got here. I have an extremely and aggressive, I don't know if you can see some kind of fiber sticking out that are sewn into it this way. It's really aggressive with a very aggressive polishing compound. And then this is a less aggressive wheel with the same compound. This is for the green compound. Again, very, very hard, very aggressive wheel. And this polishes out the scratches left by that buffer. And then I have a much less aggressive wheel for the green compound. Over here, I've been going right from green to something called pink scratchless. But I'm going to use this for another color. I just put a new wheel on here, and here's the new color. It's white diamond. It's not really white, but they call it white diamond. It's got an extremely fine abrasive in it, and it is the perfect step. Going from green rouge, green polishing compound, to the pink scratchless is a real jump. And the pink scratchless has no grit in it. It doesn't polish out scratches. So I'm gonna build a new bench, probably right above this outlet here, for that buffer. And I'm gonna use the pink scratchless on that and the white diamond on this. First, I've got to drink some filtered water. And sit a minute, and then I'm going to crank up my forge, get my oil heated up, my quenching oil, and then I'm going to heat treat 5 knives, and then temper them, and then I'll get to work on that bench. And still drinking coffee out of my fancy mug, but I kind of swap out every day because I don't do dishes every day, so I'll wash them both out today. And here's something else. Since it's so freaking cold out here, what I do is I run a cup of water through here, and then probably gonna need more water. No, maybe not. And what that does is heat up my cup. Then I let this pull that water in, and you can hear, see what it's doing now is sucking water in from the reservoir. And when it starts to boil, I dump this out and then stick it back under here, and the coffee goes into a preheated cup. Oh. Oh, beautiful ironwood. Life is frickin' good. All right, I got 2 heat treated. That's Red's Texas Rumble and Everett's BC Special. I gotta let my oil cool down about 20 more degrees. I heated it up to a minimum of 125, 130. And the way I check is this. And what I need it to be is less than 140. So I've quenched 2 knives in it. So it brought the temperature of the oil up just a little bit higher than what I need to quench the rest of the knives. So I'm going to give it about a half an hour. And while I was heating up my oil, I worked on this a little bit. It's not fancy, it's not pretty, but it will work just fine. And I'm fixing to go mount it to the wall and then measure for some legs and get that buffer on there in no time at all. All right, quick and easy. We are back in buffing business. Okay, I just moved that big thing that I don't want to get rid of it. I may need it someday, so I'm just going to leave it in here. Okay, now I will have another cup of filtered water, and by the time I drink that, the oil should have cooled down to within the parameters I need it to be to quench the last 3 of the small knives, the dinner skinners. Okay, here's the finish that I've heard about, and lots of other people know about this, but this is not a finish that I've tried before. And what it is, it's called a CA finish, cyanoacrylate. Basically, it's super glue. And I have a little tiny tube of super glue here, and a sacrificial piece of bird's eye maple that I'm gonna try. And what you do is put multiple coats of this CA, super glue. I'm just going to do it in a small area because you let it dry and you sand it and you let it and you do it again and you do it over and over and over. multiple coats. And this is supposed to be a really shiny, glossy. Woo, boy, does that make my eyes water. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna sand it with some 400. Be right back. All right, sand it with some 400 real quick. Then I'm gonna put another coat on. I'm gonna do this until the super glue runs out. And I know this finish is shiny because Anti-Libtard sent me a pepper mill, and that's the finish he used on it. And my God, it looks like glass. Okay, let this dry. I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna sand this with some 500 now. And this will be the fourth, I think the fourth coat. I may have enough for one more in there. I can see this really starting to shine. Let me see if I can get this in the right, no, let me turn that light off. Maybe that'll help. Can you see that? Let me let it dry and I'll sand it and put one more coat on. Yeah, still tacky. I got to give this a little more time to dry. I think this is the 5th coat. Okay, I'm gonna sand it with some 800 this time. And this is gonna be the last coat. This is gonna work, but I'll have to get online and watch a few videos and just see how people do this. And from what I understand, there's this micro mesh sandpaper that's like a 1500 grit. Yeah, this is the last one. Boy, I tell you, I like it. I like it a lot. Let me turn this light off and look through the... And if I go up in sanding, like, you know, 2,500, 3,000, yeah, I have some 3,000. This could look like glass. Okay, that's enough. I just wanted to experiment. So and I've ordered 2 bottles of CA glue, thin, so it will soak in deeper and fill the pores of the wood and stuff like that. And I can't wait to try this on some ironwood to see if I could give it a real glass-like shine. Okay, I've got all 5 knives heat treated, and they are in the tempering oven. I'm gonna wait for it to, I got about 10 more minutes and it'll cut off, and then I'm gonna let them cool down to room temperature, and then give them 1 more hour of tempering, and I'm just gonna go home when I do that. So don't know if I'll be able to get out here tomorrow. I think my wife has some things we need to do. I can't remember. But anyway, see ya.